you got blessed, and I was in on that blessing. Peace, joy, and contentment, but then also the provisions had to pass through me.
Yes.
So that's why when you seek the first the kingdom of God, everything you need.
Yes. You had it on
Yeah.
to you.
I'm going to say something, I hope I can say this right. This will change your life. All the provisions are inside of me. If I seek first the kingdom, everything that I need will be added to me. The only reason it wouldn't be added to me if it gets stolen away from me or I'm deceived on how to lock into it. So if you need something, you pray about it and it's okay with God, all you had to do is start learning how to retrieve it. Not go find it. It's already there. You
Yeah.
just have to bring it out. By walking in love, by serving other people, you position yourself to receive.
More.
I'm telling you. Because what it does is it gets your eyes off yourself. Do you ever just get yourself, just eyes on yourself about an issue or something like that? And you can't walk in love that way, and you can't walk in effectiveness. So if you wake up and you say, how am I going to most effectively serve people today? You're positioning yourself to all the provisions of the kingdom you need. But if you start making demands, I want this, 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 and this, you end up with that,
Right.
because it'll actually be stolen away from you. When I'm in a position to give, I'm in a position to get blessed out. That is not my motivation, that's the repercussions.
More.
But I'm smart enough at this point, if I serve my flesh, I'm serving something inferior that has no profit to it.
Wow.
Now, I wish I could walk that out 24/7. I am getting there. I'm heading for that point. I'm going to still be selfish at certain times. But shorter lived to catch myself. Say, no, that's inferior. The demands that I make for the flesh, you're investing into nothing.
That's right.
You might as well take your money and just throw it off a bridge in the water.
That's right.
Any demand that you make that is selfish for the flesh, that is gone and never going to be getting back again.
Amen.
Any money you spend on the flesh, selfishly.
Amen.
Whereas if I take that same money and invest it into the kingdom, I open up the blessings for everything I need to be received. Now, I'm not saying sure, you have your basics and everything like that, but isn't there times where we just want something that is not necessarily, or something that's even bad for us, you know? I want another TV for my house. You don't need another TV for your house. Okay, I can demand, I get it. It's not like it's against law or anything, but does it profit anything? No, take that, because I already have one TV, I don't need another one, okay? I don't need something better, I don't need an upgrade all the time. What you're doing is you just take that, you're just throwing that money away, and it'll never come back to you. Whereas if you invest into people,
Yes.
I'm just talking about living, serving people,
Yes.
right back.
Yep. More.
So- For those who are lost, we live to bring them life. I'm alive and I'm filled with life to dispense life. You gotta let that sink in for a second. You're filled with life. You're filled with the life of God. God's actually inside of you. Did you see God minister out in the street corners lately? No. Because how does he minister? Through his sons and daughters. You have the life of God in you. How are you stewarding that? The way you steward it, you will be blessed. How's the government work? Wherever the need is, we throw money that way. It's not the way the kingdom works, is it? How'd that dude work? How'd that dude end up that had the one mite and buried it? One talent. How'd it work? How'd it work? No, take from him and give it to who has much.
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because he can steward it. If I am rich, it's because I correctly steward what I have. And I can be trusted with it. I know how to be. The guy with the 10 talents, didn't he get 10 more?
Yeah.
See, he was blessed, right? From being a blessing.
Mhm.
How cool was that? So you have stuff in your life. What you do, you sow that, and you become
Yes.
very effective with it, and that blessing comes back on you. I have to be effective with Hershey Farm, not at trying to make money, but at trying to release the kingdom.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Because what I've been blessed with is the same thing everybody gets blessed with. And in every situation you're in, how are you going to steward that?
Yeah.
Too many people have started out, the Lord blessing them, and you know a lot of people like this, they build a kingdom for themselves.
Yeah.
Now, they still give, they'll still give their 10% and stuff like that. But God just wasn't looking for that. God wasn't looking for a law of follow this law and then you'll be okay. Because see, that doesn't always help. For that person who has established that kingdom of business or whatever, just give them 10%. That's not the issue.
Yep.
It's how do you impact those who don't have life?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because see, only the people who are born again and filled with the Holy Spirit have the life of God.
Right.
They are the only ones that are qualified to give life away. When this is all done, what's the only thing that's going to matter? Whether you have life or not. Right?
Yes.
I mean, how can we say we walk in love when we're so self-consumed about things that we don't even release the life of God from us into people who are dead?
Yeah.
Because when it's all done, what else is going to matter? It's not going to matter what car I'm driving or anything else.
No.
Okay? But amazingly, when you can steward things, you're blessed with things. Because all they do is serve to enhance the effectiveness of releasing God, the presence of God. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
So you're going to be blessed based on how you steward the things that you already have to carry out the assignment that you already are involved in. And it's not like, oh, I'm checking off my list so I get more from God. No, there's nothing to check off. Because when you live for the kingdom first, what happens?
Everything is added to.
Everything. Not most of it, everything. Why did the manna only last one day in the wilderness?
They just needed it one day at a time.
You know what they would have done, Sandy? They would have hoarded that manna up, and they would have turned away from God.
Yes, they would.
They had to be dependent now. Yeah.
God had to keep them dependent, because they weren't born again or filled with Holy Spirit. They weren't controlled. Now, how's he do it? He gives us all the manna we want.
Right.
And he says, now let's see if you still honor me, or if you're going to go independent.
Yeah.
Because if you can steward it correctly, wow, all things that you need. When you have a great employee, don't you bless a great employee, Charlie? Okay. Now, I may have an employee who really, really needs money, desperately. It's okay that people can give into their life, but I don't pay wages based on their need. I pay based on their performance, right? A lot of times when you throw money at somebody with need, what happens? It creates more of a problem.
More and more.
You told me about Haiti sometimes where these people just come in and bless the people, but it doesn't turn to be a blessing because it just makes them more,
Actually destroys the culture that way.
destroys it. So, Charlie, you have a business, are you gonna bless the person who stewards and does the job really well, or the person who has an extremely bad need? Now,
See,
wait.
that's rough. It's really rough.
The interesting thing is you can bless that person that has that need, but you can't do it through the paycheck,
Yeah, you have to bless them
right?
and steward.
But the way you bless them is by teaching them the kingdom so they get out of poverty.
Yes.
Every dollar you spend you look at that thing and you say, is this a blessing? Is this, am I stewarding this correctly? Or am I just throwing it off a bridge? Most people, when they get paid, they might as well head to a bridge and take at least half of it and chuck it off. I'm gonna go out to eat. We deserve to go out to eat. I know drinks are expensive, but we're going out tonight because we deserve to get served.
I'm terrible about that.
But you know what? I recognize, Charlie, that people that are terrible don't usually recognize that they're terrible. Okay?
True.
Because it means you have the insight to know how to fix it. When the paychecks are passed out, people are lined up. We haven't got paid for 2 weeks. They're lined up. Where's the paychecks? Well, they're gonna be here by 4, right? I mean, we had a set of time. Paychecks should really become good on Friday. They're paid at 4 o'clock because then they can no longer pass through the bank anymore. We used to get passed out Friday morning. And people were so desperate, they had to get to the bank. Okay? Because everything they had was gone. Where did it go? I don't know. What's happening? You're stewarding your money based on what? What you feel like doing.
Yeah.
So that means your feelings are lined up with this world instead of what should be.
The kingdom.
Yeah. But when you line them with the kingdom, you walk in the blessing. See, if you're gonna do this thing in Africa, and you're gonna do it right, you're gonna do it differently than most people ever did before. Because you're gonna walk out the kingdom. It's gonna be so much fun. Freedom is found by living for others.
Amen.
Yep.
As soon as I completely learn that, I'll do that. Yeah. When you live for others, Jesus is able to live for you. Because you let him in.
Yeah.
Jesus will always be there for us. But through our selfishness, a lot of times we don't let him in. We steward a realm that must be embraced and then dispensed. You can't dispense what you don't have. I embrace the kingdom, I dispense it. And his world works so differently that we have to embrace it. Wow. People will say, not everyone gets healed. That's a different gospel. People say God made that person sick to teach them something. It's a different gospel. Sandy just told us what it says in the first chapter of Galatians. Just because of our sloppiness, we want to redefine the gospel. That's not God's will that everybody is healed. Really? We could say that I ministered to somebody and they didn't get saved. Was that God's will? No. So how do we deal with sickness? Devil is such a liar. He will deceive you to walk away from the provisions of this kingdom because it's the provisions which reveal his nature and hold people right to him.
Yes.
I gotta shut up or I'll go for a print.
Awesome.
You guys here next week?